This place, the Ancient Ram Inn, is amazing. It's absolutely fascinating. It's scary. Already we've been here, we've got a cat meowing. We think it sounds like a cat going meow. Stuart's been punched on the shoulder. As soon as I walked in, I couldn't get my breath. I had to go out.
I'm setting the diary cam up with Rachel in the barn. I'm knelt down with a set of legs, and I've got it set on that. And as I'm fiddling about setting it up and winding the tape back, something actually hit me there on the arm.
Really?
And actually yelled. And Rachel said, "What's up?" And I said, "Something's just hit me on my shoulder." She said, "No, get out of here, you're kidding me." I said, "I'm not, honestly. Something's actually just hit me on the side of my shoulder." And it was a painful hit as well.
Wow.
So that's probably because I didn't say hello in the doorway to many spirits that were there. And I have no intentions of saying hello to them. We're here on an investigation to see if anything happened, so if stuff happens tonight, great.
Supposedly the oldest building, or the oldest inn in Great Britain. We've been here for now just under an hour. Myself and Alex sort of left the other guys, wandered into the witch's room, which is now the honeymoon room, and we had this cat meowing. We both said, "Oh, is there a cat?" And we looked around for this cat, and there's no cat there at all. And it's a very clear sound of a cat. And we asked John, the owner, if he had a cat, and he said no, but there is actually a ghost of a cat, a black cat.
Something's just happened that I'm coming to Diary Cam first. I haven't mentioned this to the rest of the crew yet. It was one of the things we were going to try to do, is not say too much to everyone if we experienced something when we were on our own. And the reason that is so it doesn't give people a suggestion of what might happen later on. Now, I was in the room with the 3 beds. I can't. There's supposed to be some monk scene in there and a cavalier, and I don't know what it was, but there was a dark. I'm sure. I saw a dark black shape, and it just appeared and went into the wall. The problem is that I've done some of the research for this, obviously. I wrote the scripts for this, obviously. And within that script, there is. I've written about monks have been seen going through the walls. Now, I know that what Kieran would say. I haven't mentioned this to anyone yet, but I know what Kieran would say. That obviously that's been planted in my mind because I've written it, and it was in that room, and that's exactly what I've seen. But surely, if that was the case, would I not see a cavalier as well? Would I not see a witch in the other room? Would I not see a cat? Would I not see a dead baby? Would I not hear cries? Would I not? It was really strange. It wasn't it wasn't corner of the eye phenomena. I looked directly at it, and it moved, and it just went through the wall.
I'm not on my own. I've got Kath and Alex here with me because we don't want to be on our own in here. It really is a very frightening place to be. There's so many things have happened here. We're actually in many of the rooms walking on dead bodies. It used to be a burial ground. There's supposedly a witch here, an evil entity, an incubus, which is an entity that gets into bed with people, more likely obviously women. It likes to rape women, and in some cases it will impregnate women. They'll think they've had a nightmare, and then they will find themselves pregnant. They will give birth to the child, and it will become abnormal. it's just the most awful story. Apparently as well, we've been told that an incubus can follow certain members of the crew home in the car.
That's just really, really terrified me with the whole incubus thing. I wasn't aware that they could follow you home. I'm really scared. I'm really looking forward to it, to spending the night here, but I am also terrified.
So certainly the whole feeling of it's very negative, a bit concerned about how the crew are going to react to this, because I've never been party to such a high level of suggestion.
It's phenomenal. It's even starting, and we haven't even started yet. We better get it going, because otherwise the ghosts will be ahead of us.
It's got a certain smell, this place. And when I walked in here the first time... Oh God, there it is again.
Could be
But look at that.
Doesn't it get you? It sort of gets you like that.
Yeah, it does.
It's like as soon as you walk in, it's like a... And then you struggle then to breathe.
Look at the floor. This is what the smell is. It's not because it's just everything is open ground. This is where we're sitting to do our diary cam. There's a little seat, so I'm sure people here will be a bit...
Won't be staying away for long.
No, they won't. Why do you vandalise my beautiful home? I will close it soon if it continues.
You're saying up to the ghosts.
Look at the slashes on the bed. It's supposed to be marks that have just appeared, been stabbed.
From the demons.
Well, this has to be one of the strangest, if not the strangest place I've ever been to. Oh Christ, you could smell. It's just the most heaviest. I don't know how Stuart's coping because he's asthmatic, but it's the soil, it's the open grave.
Right, I have decided to go for a walkabout on my own. It is daytime, so it's not too bad. In the ancient Ram Inn to have a look around at some of the rather incredible original features in here. So come for a walk with me around the building. All sorts of rather incredible items in the place. Look at it. But down here, an open grave. Now what happened is they were actually looking, here we go, they were actually looking for a cellar, and they started digging down here and they found bones, children's bones. And we are on a pagan site, so there's every possibility that sacrifices took place here. And over here in this last case, actual remains of a dagger, a broken dagger that was actually brought out from that grave. And you see what happened when they sacrificed people and children, they would break the dagger into small pieces and bury it in the grave with the sacrifice. And here, the bishop's room. 5 ghosts been seen in here. Anybody here? Hello?
Well, we just finished the walk-arounds, both the lit and the night vision. Apparently, this place is very active. It's happening now, which is kind of good. A lot of the messages that were coming through from Derek were very negative, and from the word go, everything was very dark, evil almost.
The only way I can describe it, mounds and mounds of humans, males and females, just down, lying there, and the screaming souls. So the only way I can say now at the moment is if I'm just surrounded by death. He's a twisted, nasty soul who was twisted in life, and he's another bad spirit that's here.
It was interesting what happened when we were with Derek and we were in our night vision walk around. Straight away Derek was saying, you know, this is a very frightening place. There are a lot of evil or dark entities here, and we must be careful. We mustn't go anywhere on our own. And Derek said that many times in lots of different places, and nothing has happened. So now we kind of take it with a pinch of salt.
I'm really looking forward tonight, but there's this really feeling inside me that it's do I stay outside? Do I want to get involved? Am I scared? Yes, I'm scared, and it's only the daytime.
I think it's going to be good fun, this place. A lot of shit's going to go down. There is. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if someone actually got injured or hurt tonight. You know, and it probably happened to me.
I've got you. Okay? Come here. Let him up now. I can't fucking move.
We've just done a Ouija board, and the glass actually moved and spelled out what to us seemed like nonsense, really.
The letters spelled out gobbledygook, but they were all X, W, X, Y and Z, and Kieran is going to find out if any of these letters would be within the pagan alphabet, and would they mean anything, because we were just thinking that, you know, all the people that were here, that were buried here, they were pagan. They wouldn't have understood our language or spoken in our language. So it's a new angle. So Kieran's going to look at that and see if those letters mean anything.
Use our energy. Move this glass. Please come forward.
Definite answer to some questions, at least yeses, and with some of the names appear to be a focus more on W, X, Y and Z. Interestingly, Tom had a theory that because we're apparently communicating with some sort of witches or pagans, they may have been communicating using rune symbols, and those being some of the most common symbols, or at least symbols within our alphabet, that are actually rune symbols. They might be communicating. So I'm going to check in a runic dictionary that I have that gives the equivalent letters in Western society as we know today. See if there's any message come through. Well, We've just done a vigil with John, Derek, and Stuart. Now we're in the barn area, funny enough, where we are now. Just down the other end there. And Stuart seemed to be attacked by something.
What we saw was the after effects of Stuart shaking, sweating. He'd hurt his ankle, he'd lost his shoe. Apparently something had attacked him, hit him, beaten him.
Stuart basically fell to the floor, yelling and screaming and clutching his stomach, and had a very loud, very violent reaction.
Saw a stranger and something happens to Stuart. He's as well as being my best friend, he's such an honest kind of guy, and it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice to see him on the floor, and I couldn't see what was attacking him, so I couldn't put it off. But all we heard was Stuart going down, and apparently he was hit in the chest quite hard. I heard Derek saying, "Leave him alone, leave him alone," and then Derek apparently was hit, and then Stuart seemed to be hit, and it seemed to be like Stuart was being dragged.
Stuart's my cousin. I've known him since he was a baby, and basically I've never ever seen him like that before. It was really shocking.
Derek could sense there was something in it, and I definitely could, without a shadow of a doubt. John wasn't too bad. Carl could sense something as well, but literally where I'm sat now, just where that door is there, where my finger's pointing, something drawn me to that end, and we were stood here, roughly here. So Carl said, "You alright?" Derek said, "Are you alright?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine, but there's something down there." And I and I was focused on it constantly. There is something there. I don't know what it is, but I've been looking at this now for the last 2-3 minutes, and I don't know what the hell's there. But I can feel there is something there. I don't know what it is. I'm not medium, I'm not coming across as one, but I can feel as though there is something in this.
Stuart, you don't
where
have
I'm
to be
standing
medium.
now.
Your senses, okay? The psychic side of you, okay, is going to pick up this movement. Did you hear that then?
All of a sudden, wallop, bang, crash. Something happened with me. I ended up falling back down.
Alright. Oh! Come here. I've got you. You okay? Come here. Stuart, you're okay. You're safe. Stuart, leave him! Leave him! Leave him now! Leave him! Stuart. I've got you. I've got you, son.
Stuart.
No! Get him up now.
I can't fucking move.
Yes, you can.
I can't.
Can you hold the camera?
Come on.
Yes.
We're here.
Stuart.
I'm here. Carl's here. Sam's here.
No movement.
Yeah, come on.
Stuart,
I
get up.
can't.
You can.
Ah.
You can.
Calm down, Stuart. Calm.
Stuart,
No.
what's up, you?
Stuart, right, sit there,
Hannah.
sit there, buddy.
No,
Sit there,
no,
buddy.
rub
buddy,
your chest.
You're fine.
Alright.
No.
Okay.
Right. Well, do you hurt? Do you hurt? Are your legs
It's on my
okay?
chest.
It was basically someone coming up to you and punching you as hard as possible in the chest, and that's what I'd got, and at the same time I yelled out. So I'm on the floor and I've kind of got my stomach covered with my arms. Whatever it was kept pounding me. Now I've got two hard blows to my chest, and that totally knocked the wind out of me. Derek saying, "You're alright, Stuart, I'm gonna take her away, blah 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 blah," but the pain seemed to be getting worse and worse and worse. They kinda had me sat upright, but though they couldn't really move me because I was in too much pain. I was screaming, I'll admit. I did shed a tear or two, openly, but what else can you do? Shock played a big part of that as well. When I come to these places, I do come open-minded, but in a way, I encourage it as well, if you know what I'm saying. You know, I ask for paranormal activity to happen, I ask for things to happen to me. I have done all the time, but I never thought for one moment this would ever happen to me, and it did. And in a way, it's probably changed my life, my outlook. When I come on the next shoot, I probably won't jump in with both feet by saying if there is something there, you know, use me and da. I'm probably going to keep my mouth shut from now on, because I'm not going to go through that again. It's taken me a lot of time to actually come back into this room to do this piece to camera. The crew have been great, have been very, very supportive with what's going on. Derek's been there for me, and so's everyone else. You know, they've been great. They have been absolutely superb with me. But like I said to Derek before, if I'd have been on my own in here, and that would have happened, would I have survived it or not? Would I still be sat here to this day telling you this in front of this diary camera? I don't know, or would I be dead? Who knows? No one knows. Derek doesn't even know. It's just luck that I was with the right people at the wrong time.
For me, this has been probably one of the best shoots that I've been on so far, in terms of phenomena, in terms of looking at environmental causes, in terms of psychology, everything. It's been great. Out of all the places we've been to, this has been the scariest, and it has been the scariest. There's not a room that you feel comfortable in.
I still think this is a haunted house. I think I expected a bit more, but what happened to Stuart was enough to make me realise that there's a paranormal activity in this place. Even though I didn't see or experience anything myself.
I'm going to wrap up all the equipment now and go back to the hotel. I don't think, in all honesty, I will sleep tonight. There's no way on earth I'm going to sleep, because I'm actually still fired up inside. I am in shock. Not as much as I was earlier on at the start of it, but there's still a bit there. Nightmares when I go to bed at night time, probably. A lot of people might laugh at that and say you're a big gold cloud, but you had to be here at the time to witness and feel the pain that I went through, and it wasn't nice, and I never want to go through it again.
We've only just scratched the surface. We definitely have. There's a lot more to the ancient Ramin than we found, and I'd love to be there to dig some more.
I definitely think this ancient Ramin is haunted. I don't really want to spend any more time in here, so I'm going to have to go, because I'm really scared. I've just seen a shadow cross the room, and Kath keeps telling me that it's someone waiting outside to use the diary cam, but I don't think it is, so I've got to go. Bye.
Is the Ramin haunted? I would say so. After what happened to Stuart, definitely. There's no flipping way on earth that I would spend any time here on my own. Anyway, it's over and out for me. Sleep tight. Tell you what I want. hearing from... Look, Stuart, how can I be serious when you're playing with your own nipples?
I've got the biggest arm in the universe. Back in 2 ticks.
There's one thing that intrigues me, and I want to go back to the castles in Holland. I'm very conscious of the fact that while I was there were some ducks around the moat, and the way they were communicating, the way they were putting across their call was very different to the sort of ducks that you'd expect in England. There's certainly a distinct Dutch duck sound, which is very different to English ducks.
You shit.
He said, "Can you do the Dutch duck?"
I'm going... And I'm thinking, Kieran, you've lost it.
I hope you have a good night's sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Because we certainly won't.
Good night.